Why, hello everyone, good day, and welcome back to Subnautica on PlayFrame, and welcome back to nearly 900 meters down in the cove with the tree. As promised, I have been somewhat productive over the weekend, getting ourselves prepared to operate down here. I got the scanner room finished, for one. I did more than that, but I did that. I also got a beacon placed for us, so we've got our cove tree base, and we've got our home base way up there. Won't be back there for a little while, I'm guessing. And we are ready to base build, for I have made the trip back a couple of times, actually, to stock up on materials to build our base today. That's kind of my main goal for today. Get our they're all undersea, our cove base built. That is the goal. And having made the trip a couple times now, it is nice to have confirmed, yes, this is a nice, relatively safe route, other than the crab squids, which might get a little cranky if they see light. Generally, especially if you're in the Cyclops, it's a pretty safe ride. But I made a bunch more lockers to just get stocked up on mostly titanium, because we need a lot of it to get a base going. And there's not a lot of it down here that I'm aware of, so we've also, well, that one's kind of empty, but we've also got some other stuff as needed. I tried to come prepared with as much stuff as I might possibly need. Yeah, including, like, stuff to plant to get a garden going, so it's gonna be a good day. I also brought the prawn down, so we've got all of our vehicles down here as well. We hopefully have everything we need to start building ourselves a, like, self-sustaining home down here to operate from. Let's start with power. I was gonna get this foundation built out here, but it really was a bit of an eyesore. We might get back to that. I am just curious to see if placing some thermal plants down kind of at the base of it is sufficient. The, like, difference in degrees between having it up on a foundation a little higher and down at the base of this vent thing here seemed somewhat minuscule. I guess you can just sort of, like, plant it on the side. Like, that also looks a little silly, but could work. At least the heat hurts us pretty slow. Someone in comments had also informed me that if you have, like, the way the game treats bases in terms of, like, everything being all part of one base as opposed to separate bases, it really just comes down to proximity. And one risk with placing a foundation way over there and putting a bunch of power sources on it is that it might treat that as a second, like, separate base. Just a foundation that needs no power, getting powered by, like, up to 4 thermal plants would be pretty silly. Yes, I could run power, like, extenders all the way over here, and that would kind of work, but the game apparently can get a little bit finicky with that.
Warning, emergency power only.
Well, let's
oxygen production offline.
Try to get that fixed. I'm also thinking that since we've dabbled with bioreactors plenty, like, I'm happy to have the
All primary systems online.
option of this, but maybe it's time to try building our first nuclear one, which I believe I have all the things for, I hope. I did a lot of preparation. I'm wondering how long in the video, place your bets, will it take for us to get to the point where I realize, there's a thing I need that I didn't bring. I'm guessing we might make it to minute 12. Maybe. Maybe. All right. Here we go. Them being at extreme angles maybe looks a little silly. But maybe not quite as silly as this big, tall foundation. Okay. Power transmitter. How close we gotta get to these? There we go. In fact, let's move closer in case I, like, build another one soon. Like, build some more, rather, like, of these reactors maybe a little bit further around the other side. Oh, wow, is it reaching already? Am I not even needing to make more of those? Because if so, that's impressive in terms of range. What's our power looking like now? Yeah?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Heck yeah, all right. And we're probably going to extend this base out further this way anyhow, so rad. I thought I was going to need a lot more of those. We are definitely going to need more power than that, though. Let's get 4 going. A good solid 4. And we can always reposition these later as needed. This is proving a lot less painful than building... It's funny, it's easier building these thermal reactors than the ones up top, because that one was like erupting every few seconds, and the eruptions hurt a lot if you were anywhere nearby. This is just slow damage over time, which I can face tank that long enough to get a few of these planted. There we go. Not sure I love these all being at little wonky angles, but it's fine for now. I don't think that one's reaching. Let's address this. There we go. Boom. Wow, we don't even need this one. That's wild. Very unexpected. I'm tempted to build another one down here. Just because, like, that beam going direct, I think it kind of looks cooler having the beam, like, being slightly less in clear view. Just like a little bit. So if we built this, like, here... And then if we built like another one here, then it would seem like the beam was just going like direct up there, or maybe it would connect here because this is closer. Anyway, fine for now. Might tidy it up a little bit later, but functionally we got power, and abundance of it. That's good. Also went ahead and built this down here. It's one of the ones that I had up at home base. I went ahead and just moved it down here because that's clearly going to be important. I think we're going to need a couple of power cell charging stations in both bases to make sure our vehicles are set up to go no matter what, especially because I'm not sure if... I brought stuff to build a moon pool down here, and I'm going to try it still, but it has occurred to me that Seamoth can't go below 900 meters without taking damage, which means this moon pool needs to be above that, which means it needs to be up at least here, which we could try to do. I've not really tried much with verticality with base designs yet, and that could be interesting, but it might not work. And in order to be like, if this works for Seamoth, I don't know how easy it's going to be for the prawn to jump up that high. It might just be impractical doing the moon pool thing at this base. We might just have to rely on Cyclops for charging and power cell recharging in here to accommodate all that. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to leave reinforcement here long term, but let's go ahead and get several of these installed just to give ourselves some wiggle room, building additional things that we might then add more reinforcement to. Because I did bring enough stuff down here to build another large multi-purpose room. And I imagine that is going to take quite a bit out of us in terms of hull strength. Not 100% sure where I'd want all of it to go. Well. Could do something like this. That could be kind of fun. Kind of like that. I do kind of like largely building on top of the solid ground we've got here. I'm not opposed to building stuff over the little lakes. But just to start. Let's try this on and see how we like it. Okay, that took less of our hull strength than I expected. Huzzah. We're going to be using a lot less glass on this one, though. I can kind of tell that already. We'll use some, but, less overall. Let's also get an outdoor garden or two started. Let's say... This side or this one? Yeah, you know, let's be growing our plants and whatnot a little closer to the tree here. I kind of like that. We'll do one here. And maybe like another here. And then an outdoor grow bed, exterior, rather. It's probably all we'll need. It's probably more than we'll need, but... You... And 4 to start feels more than enough. Now let's grab a few of our plants and seeds and stuff and start those going.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Folks did inform me that, and this is really nice, even if seeds or clippings or whatever else spoil, that really just impacts how they are to eat. They will still grow just fine. So we can bring these potatoes and watermelons inside, and they'll grow great. Let's see, we want to plant some of these.
Online.
And these. All these. Get some of these going. Pardon me. Let's see. Some of these here. These more regular ones here. Some of these, some of these. I can already tell I'm definitely going to want a lot more of these going for different kinds of mushroom, but for now, we'll just kind of get one of each going so we can start, you know, why not? So we can start getting some seeds out of these. Sure, why not? Okay, those are going now. Awesome and good. Let's get the interior grow beds going also. I feel like those should kind of happen. Let's say in here. Interior grow bed here. Let's kind of get a little row of them. Because I feel like a couple grow beds full of the potatoes and one of the marble melons kind of covers you for food needs. Don't think I brought those down here. Hang on. Gotta fetch. And for the time being, for our own sake, maybe let's go ahead and get a hatch going on this side. There we go. Just for easier transit. Okay, let's see. Gonna need you and you. And I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. It's coming together.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
All right, we'll do the melons over here, get those started, and potato. Start that growing. We can probably just go ahead and... Right? Yes. Our work has begun. Need water, have plenty, fortunately, but now starving.
Vital signs stabilizing.
This will also be our storage room. I will get a bunch of lockers built, very similar to how I have the bottom floor of our large room in home base. And try to keep stocked up on basics in here as much as I can. I'm trying to get this as self-sustaining as I can in terms of I don't need to leave for food. I don't need to worry about power or getting stuff recharged. I can make most anything I need. There are some resources that, like, that's going to be impossible for, though. Like, titanium, quartz, probably going to need to go topside for stuff like that. Largely the same for if we need more fish, like smaller ones. Like, we got bladderfish down here, but that's kind of it. None of the edible ones immediately in reach, which may be fine, but if we're gonna have food on the go, we're gonna kind of want to be able to make some cured food, which means we also probably want to build a water filtration system in this somewhere so we can be getting salt readily without having to go fetch it anywhere. And there's one thing I want to try that it had not even occurred to me that you could do. I had just thought that the alien containment unit tank things were for, like, drop eggs in there, maybe some plants if you want, see what grows, and that's just a fun little visual collection. It had not occurred to me that if I put multiple of the same kind of fish in a place that they might continue, like, breeding and making more of them, which could be a constantly reproducing, like, food supply. So that's probably also something we should try doing. I don't know why that hadn't occurred to me as an option, but we should try, huh? What next? Well, we can get our basics. We've got a fabricator in here, right? Do we? No, we don't. Fabricator, medkit, fabricator, radio. Let's get a few of those basic things set up in here. There we go. And one of these as well. We'll probably want to get a mod station also going. This is not necessarily the final location any of these will be staying in, but for now. Just getting stuff planted and placed so we know we have it somewhere. All right. Well, we are also going to want a trash can. And some battery chargers. Or just one battery charger is kind of all we need, I think. We'll put you there. Maybe the power cell chargers can live over here. I'll move the other one I placed. Just get them near the door. If we end up building a moon pool and that actually like works and makes sense, we might might move these in there. But that's a pretty big if. I really don't know if that's going to work out. We should at least try, though. Even if I decide to not keep it, even if it's just too impractical, I'm, like, kind of enticed by the puzzle of trying to make it work. Just to see if it's possible. What if? And now that that's placed, let's actually fetch some of these power cells and get them recharging while we work. I did, in taking the Cyclops back topside and bringing it back down, I did learn a bit more about how, like, power draw works, and I also looked up a little bit on that front just because it's a little opaque and I wanted to get a clearer idea. It does seem like, it sounds like, anyway, even if the engine is powered on, technically, if you are not moving, it's not drawing power. Or at least, if it is drawing power, it's drawing it very slowly, which is good to know. I think the external camera system probably doesn't draw much in the way of power using those, if it draws any at all. Most of the rest of these, though, do. Silent running draws way more. Launching these probably doesn't. That's, well, it might, but the main expense there is just the decoys you're firing. Active sonar definitely does draw power. The shield defense system draws a lot, and the more of these you're running at once, the more it's going to soak up. I think going at... I can't remember if going at slowest speed or highest speed is the most power efficient, but if you're not running any bonus tools at any given time, the power draw is very minimal. Seems like to me. Like, we're at 99% here. I think in like doing the second trip back down here, once I understood the route better and knew that I didn't need to be running all these other tools quite so much, I sort of figured out that like if you're just running the engine, especially with all the additional like efficiency modules I have equipped right now, the power draw is very low. Just moving around is pretty cheap. It's these things that'll get you.
Engine powering down.
Let's go ahead and leave that off, though, because we're not going anywhere for a bit. What was I coming back in here for? I started talking about a different thing and forgot. Right, the power cells. 90's fine, although Might as well. Might as well. No reason not to get ourselves topped off on batteries. There we go. You know what, let's move this other one to the side. That obscuring the display is not optimal. Sure. Okay, that's not aligned well. I'll fix it later. Let's go ahead and rip off the Band-Aid on seeing if Moonpool stuff works at all. And how we would make verticality work as well. We've not tried a vertical connector yet. And I feel like that's going to be an important part of the process. How do these work? Maybe these can't branch off of a room. Maybe these need to branch off of compartments. Let's see about that. If this goes out here, and then I wanted to do a vertical connector. Okay. Now we've got something kind of going. So if we did this, and then another of these, let's say, this is going to be really ugly, but we're going to just see if it works. Because we're still below 900. Gracious. We'll experiment with making this not look stupid after we can prove that it actually even works. Okay. Now this is going to look so dumb. It already looks dumb. Okay. I mean... Oof, we're cutting it close, too. It might still be... It's still going to be at a dangerous... This isn't going to work. This is not going to work at all, but... I said we'd try. Even if it is... pointless. I just want to see. We're experimenting. I'm a scientist, and this is an intellectual pursuit. This is smart, actually. Don't you feel stupid? Okay. Before we even check to see if the sea moth can comfortably get in here and not implode. Oh, this doesn't even, like, get you... Okay. We really are just creating... a, separate garage. A separate and very silly-looking garage. Does it work, though?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh, boy.
Warning, maximum depth reached.
Yeah! We're parked, and... Okay! I mean, it works. It technically works. I guess the next test is, could the prawn even get up here? I guess I could build a foundation, like, partway up, which is just creating more ugliness. But if we were to try to make this not an eyesore, what would the tactic be? I think what we need to do is we need to start stacking multipurpose rooms up. We need to make the whole base a more vertical thing, which could be cool. I can see a version of that looks cool. You could build a multipurpose room, stack several of those up. You could even have, like, folks were saying that you can, like, we've not tried it yet, but I probably have enough materials to, I don't know if I may not have materials for, what am I thinking? The tanks, the water tanks. I don't know if I brought stuff down for that, but let's just see. We don't need this right now, and we may never. So let's just put that on hold, and this may be like all the glass I have, and that tree's gonna need to move. Okay, all right. I'm still curious enough that I'm gonna try this. Let me start planting some more of these trees. We'll get one here. These are also probably very temporary in their placement. I feel like I'm going to need to do a beautifying pass on this place between episodes at some point. We're just going mostly for functionality right now. Don't worry about making it perfect or even making it good, just make it. It's the artist's rule. You can make it good later. Okay. Plant some more. And then eat one. Yay. Raw, unwashed potato. My favorite. Plant some of these. Okay. And now that that's done, we're going to move this. Okay. Oh, I did create a fabricator in here. I forgot about you. Don't need you in here anymore. Okay. Water tank. I almost definitely, in fact, I'm reasonably certain I do not have enough glass to build 2 of these. Probably not. But, I don't like that I do occasionally hear a very distant roar of what sounds like a leviathan of some sort. I would rather that was not the case. Okay, we're gonna need some more reinforcement going around here too. You know, let's go ahead and put it on the moon pool as long as we have it here. Because we really don't need windows on this thing. There we go. This is a mess. So apparently you can stack these tanks on top of each other and they will connect. And some people, it sounds like, enjoy, rather than creating ladders, just create a room that has like a bunch of these stacked on top of each other with little hatches at each floor that you can get out of, which is pretty cute. Is it like more efficient in terms of space or speed? Okay, no, I am missing some glass for this one. That's fine. I still think I'm probably going to... I am tempted to try to figure out a way to make this higher elevation moon pool work in a way that does not look incredibly stupid. I don't know that we're going to pull that off. And I think I'm going to need to come down here with a bunch more material specifically for that purpose to achieve that goal. But, the challenge seems entertaining. Let's see. We need some more clippings and whatnot. My inventory is probably pretty stuffed with stuff I've disassembled. Yeah. And I'm also hungry. I wonder if we can eventually get to making our own nutrient blocks. I don't know how. It'd be cool, though. They're really nice. Very convenient. Let's save that one, though, for a more emergency situation. I think I got some more fish in here. And I got potatoes growing.
Welcome aboard.
So we won't be relying on
Systems online.
preserved fish for long. There we go. But we are going to need, like, we're going to want to have a fish tank down here anyway to try seeing if we can get kind of sort of like a little fish farm going, effectively. Having a tall one that also sort of works as a means of traveling around rooms like this could be entertaining. I don't know. There's still a few more, like, basics that I should build. I'm still just wondering if I could get several tall structures going here, if that makes sense. It would need a lot more materials to build more... Okay, what's some other ways that we could make this base feel a little bit more vertically structured in a way that looks cool? We could actually move our grow beds and everything on top of this if we wanted to. Or like stack another one of these on top of it, but then have the whole farm growing on top of that. And that would add a lot of verticality here. We could kind of raise the starting point height on this base to like maybe even just this level here, to where this lower floor didn't really exist. We could just, make it somewhat compact in terms of horizontal space, but try building more up high and stacking on top of itself so that this is not just like an isolated, incredibly stupid looking thing stood up over here, which is definitely what it looks like right now. Second test, I suppose, is getting the prawn out and seeing if it could even get in here. Can it reach? It's very silly looking.
All systems online.
Okay. Prawn, it's high time you stretched your legs. You've been cooped up in there too long, and you're about to be our main method of exploring further and deeper, because Seamoth has hit its limit. What's our loadout, just to remind me? We have Depth Module 1, which needs upgrading. I think I have materials to upgrade that, and I think I even brought them down with me. You know what? Let's check that first. Engine efficiency, for now, that's fine. We might be able to make something else, though. Okay. Are you okay? Yeah, all right, we're not below 900 meters. And I don't know if you're below 900 meters, but inside the Cyclops, maybe it's fine? Until you let it out. I don't know. I'm not going to test it. That's an expensive test. Let's see now. I am increasingly enticed by this challenge of making a more vertical, like more vertically structured base and seeing if I can actually make it look not stupid. Challenge level may be impossible, but if it did work. Have I not? No, there it is. There it is. Oh, I need kyanite. I need kyanite. That's okay, though. It can still go down to like at least 1,200 meters. Probably more, which I imagine is where we can find kyanite and then upgrade the thing. Okay. Cool. But right, we are going to test the prawn being able to reach the garage. Right, let's not forget this. That would be a very unfortunate error to make. 1,300's pretty good. Here we go. Thank you. And kaboom, down we go. We're here. We can drill into stuff here, and what a collection we can start to accrue of new materials. Very exciting. For now, though, whee! It's hard getting yourself moving fast with that grapple arm, but I've been trying. This is a big ask. But we can do it. Oh, we can reach that. Easier than I thought. All right. Yeah. Functionally, it works. Visually, it looks very dumb, but functionally, working. Kind of surprises me, but I'll take it. Before I start concerning myself with aesthetics, though, what else do we need in here? I was curious about the nuclear reactor, and I don't really have a room for that currently, so maybe we should make one. Like, I don't even know that we need the nuclear reactor necessarily, but curiosity compels me. Let's build that. I wonder. There's a beacon kind of in the way right now, but could we? Would it even fit? It would. Okay. Let's not do that just yet. Let me, because I don't know for sure if this is where I'm going to want this yet, but just to try things. Oh, okay, let's try it here. No, that's going to be kind of in the way of things as well for the moon pool. I guess we can build it in here. I'm not going to have a huge fish tank taking up a whole ton of space, so we could. Generating nuclear power within like 20 yards of your food supply is a good idea, right? No unforeseen complications to be found here. Nuclear reactor.
Exercise caution when handling radioactive materials. Exposure risks corrupting your PDA's recording of the circumstances of your death.
Can't have that. Okay. So we're gonna need some of those like nuclear rods to put in here, which I think we can construct at a fabricator. I think. Yes, reactor rods, for which we need uraninite crystal, which I can just go drill some right now. Maybe I better go ahead and use one of these, huh? How's our potatoes coming in? Starting to. Some folks were recommending maybe just small little individual pots like this might be better for some of these, especially the marble melons, since hitting it with the knife in the bigger grow bed's a bit of a pain. That might be good advice. I may end up doing that later. You might be onto something. Prawn! We've drilling to do. There we go. And we got exactly what we need just further down here. Yeah. Drill. It's going to provide us with so much power we probably don't need. Well, we probably will once we're recharging vehicles and power cells and running who knows how many lights. I know how I work. Okay, nice. That ought to be enough to get us started. Why not? There's another right here. And it's all going inside storage on this thing anyway. There we go. All right. Lots to work with. And up and up and up. Beautiful. Yes. Delightful. And now we swim because we don't have any better way of getting to the rest of our base from here. Because we've built a moon pool in a silly place. But a silly place that works. Technically. All right. Reactor rod. Here goes. Goodness, the power capacity of this place has gone up a lot, though. This is way more power. We don't even really probably need this thing at all, but I may not end up keeping it, but yeah. It's just cool playing with a new toy. It's a little loud, though. But I guess if your nuclear reactor is only causing a little bit of noise pollution, you could have worse problems. Let's plant some more of these. And also, let's go ahead and start creating some storage in here because Pocket's getting full with uraninite that I don't currently need in my pockets actively. Now the fun of trying to get these all lined up. I decided against trying to go get that build things on a grid mod installed just because now that I got my quality of life in a basic way going in here, I don't want to mod this any further just for the first time experience of the game. But I can definitely see getting that installed sometime later. Because having stuff slightly misaligned will grate on your sanity after a while. There, that's enough for now. I'll get these all laid out and labeled and all that later on. It'll be fine. For now, just empty the pockets a bit, please. Thank you. Yeah, I can definitely see building this in a different room that I'm going to be spending less time in, if I'm going to be keeping it around at all. And I really may not need to, between all the thermal plants that I can easily build nearby and the bioreactor that I could build to have on hand in case of more dire need. Like, pretty well covered. What sorts of things could we scan for out here? Nickel ore would be great. Uraninite, magnetite, heat areas. Might need to build that a little further away so they're not poking through my walls. But I am actually increasingly liking the idea of building the garden on the roof of the large room. That could look pretty cool. Get some lights going up there and all that. There is potential. This could potentially be made to look not stupid. It looks stupid now, but someday, maybe. It's a start. We should probably call it for today, though. I will see you all tomorrow for probably a little bit more getting ourselves set up here. I'll do a bit more, like getting our lockers installed and some stuff moved in before next episode. But we'll finish getting our basics set up here, and then I am entirely too curious to press a little further on and see what's just a bit deeper from here. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.